Hello and welcome. Adita Lang here, and in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to take you through a strength revolution of quadriceps, glutes, and a little bit of abs. With that said, you will want a mat close by, some medium weight dumbbells, a nice cleared out area so nothing gets into your way, as well as water, and take breaks when you need to, because remember, this class is for you, so I want you to work at a pace that feels incredibly comfortable to you. Are you good with that? I do hope so. Can we just start by warming up? Marching in place. Chest is up tall. Now, shoulders are pulled back and down. Think of your shoulder blades going into your back pockets. Your center is braced. You're pulling in the rib cage just enough to pull in the abdominals and create a really strong core, because that gives us power. At the same time, though, we're breathing. Now, can we walk forward? Tapping the toe. And again. Now, as you move, think of using your breath as you go. This way we never hold on to our breath. Now this time, tap the toe to the side. Out. And again. Keeping your shoulders back. And feeling that brace right in the center. One more. This time, side to side. Abdominals are in tight. Now reach your arm out and out, out. Stretching all the way through the fingertips. And come back to center and march. Chest up tall, shoulders are back and down. Coming forward. Heel dig to the front and down. Use your breathing. And once again, when we go back, side to side. This time, toes are down, reach the arm across. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold to the left. Roll through the back toe. Inhale and exhale as you move. One more time. Holding here, bending the front knee and pressing forward. Remembering that both feet should be about hip distance apart. Now turning to the front, toes come up, sitting down in the left leg, pressing your tailbone back so you're hinging from your hips and feeling the stretch along the right hamstring. Inhale, exhale. Back to center and march. Now coming forward with a heel dig. And back. Again. One more. Side to side. Reach the arms out. Open up through the fingertips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding to the right. Roll through your back foot. Remember the center's braced in. Your chest is uplifted, shoulders are pulled back. One more time. Holding your heel down. Now bend your front knee, remembering that your feet are hip distance apart. Deep breath and exhale. Turning to the front, toes come up, sitting down in the right leg and hinging from the hips. Inhale, exhale. Now come center, big deep breath here. And exhale, side stretch. Now as I reach my left arm up, my left hip goes down. And the other side, up and over, pressing the hip down. And come center. Are you ready for a little bit of legs? Okay. Starting with your medium set of weights. We have a squat with a knee up. So your feet are hip distance apart. And here's what I want you to think about. Right now, feel your weight in your feet. Most of the time, unconsciously, we want our toes up in the air. So I want you to grip your toes down so that your toes and your heels have weight. And your goal is to keep that through the movement. So now, aim your tailbone back, hinge from the hips, and come up. We're doing a few of these first. Now your knees should land right over your ankle midfoot. So if you need to glance, you can. But then look back up so we keep our spine in neutral. Now this time, left knee up. Set your leg down and the other side. Aiming your tailbone back. Again, trying to keep the knees right over the ankles so they don't jet forward over the toes. That's what we want to avoid. Abdominals are very tight. Now, if you felt like, oh, this is kind of easy, you could bring your weights up and do them from here. That's your choice. Abdominals are in, your tailbone aims back. One more on each side. Come up. Taking your feet out. Now, let's do only one. Come down, glance where your knees are at. Are they over your ankles? Good. Now sit up straight. We have two things that are gonna happen. One, weights go down, so we do one rep here. The next rep, we hold. We go down and up. And then we come back down again. Down and up. Hold here, pressing the knees out, squeezing up through the glutes. Full inhale, full exhale. Bracing your center, keeping your chest up, your shoulders back. Using your breath as you're moving. We have 3 more of all of it. This is 2. 1 more, both of them. You can do this. Squeeze through the glutes. Excellent. Now bring these weights down to the floor. So now our muscles should be awake. I need you to find a focal point or hold on to a chair or wall. But now the goal is going to be this left leg. It's your supporting leg. I need you to grip all the toes in. Use your left leg. Picking up the right, abs are nice and tight. So even if you're holding on, I want you to hold on light enough that you feel more tension in the leg than you do your hand. Focusing forward. Now, right hand right on the quadriceps so you can feel the muscle and push through the heel. Chest is up tall, abs are nice and tight, gripping all your toes. Now here's what's going on in my head while we're doing this exercise, and I share this because it'll be easier. So my first thought is my left foot. Are all 5 toes gripping into the floor? The minute I feel like, see, just like that, I wobbled because something is moving behind you. So I need to focus, but the minute you wobble, you move weight to your pinky or your big toe. Oh, okay, I've got it. I think I do. Oh, I don't know, sometimes our toes don't want to work, and this might be one of those days. There we go, 3 more. 1, abs are in, chest up, 2, and 3. Yes, okay. So, hopefully you weren't like me, but maybe you were. Either way, in your head, I want you to grip all 5 toes. So the minute you feel like your pinky goes in the air, push it down. Big toe in the air, push it down. Okay, here we go. We have the other side. Abs are in tight, chest is up. Find your focal point. Push through the heel. Now, the second thing I'm thinking about is my hand on my quadricep. I want to feel my quadricep contract. So I am pressing my heel forward like I'm pushing 1,000 pounds. Shoulders are back, chest is up. Excellent. See, I'm more focused on this side. We'll have to try it again. 1 more. Come down to center. Excellent job. Okay, we're gonna balance again. We're gonna change it up just a little bit. Sitting up tall, leg comes up. You don't need the hand on your quadricep this time. Now, this time we are rotating from the hip. Rotate. So the same thing. Half of your focus is on your toes. The other focus is feeling that you're rotating. You're not moving the leg, you're actually rotating from the hip joint. Your center is braced, your shoulders are back. 4, 3, 2, and one. I don't know why, but this foot just doesn't seem to be wanting to work today. That's okay though. Every day is different. And guess what? When I start wobbling around or you wobble around, we're engaging other muscles at the same time. Not that we want to do it intentionally, but let's look at the positive about it, right? Chest is tall. Rotate. Brace your center. Looking forward at one thing. Remember that your body follows where your eyes are looking. So if you're looking at the floor, you're going to round your shoulders forward. I want you to look up and ahead. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Okay. One last standing exercise. I'll go sideways so you can see me better. Your feet are hip distance apart. Step the left leg back, straight line back, so that there's this gap of like a hip distance in between you. You're up on your back toes, sitting up very tall, bracing the center, going straight down and up. Down and up. Now, let's think about what's happening here. Front knee right over the ankle midfoot. The back leg, the front leg and the back leg, they have about the same amount of weight. But as you're extending yourself up, I want you to think about contracting your glute to pull you up. The front leg helps you down, and the back leg contracts to pull you up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The other side. Remember, hip distance. Up on the toe, chest is up tall, brace from the center, and down and up. Now, make sure the knee is right over the ankle. Abdominals are in, shoulders are back. You're contracting from your glute as you come up, and the front leg is directing traffic on the way down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes. Excellent job. Now, great time to grab water, and we will put our mat on the floor. Weights can go to the side. Taking both legs out, big deep breath. And exhale, hinge forward. And slowly come up, turning yourself to the side. Right leg is bent, left leg is extended. I want you to lift up your torso, shoulders back and down so we have neutral spine here. Now your left leg pulls in and presses out. Oh, sweat's already starting to come down. Now, think about the quadricep. Contract as you push. So you have two things happening here. One is your torso holding yourself up tall, contracting from the center. And then the other is pushing and feeling the contraction in the quad as you push through the heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The other side. Sitting tall, push through the heel. Double check your posture. Feeling your quadricep contract. 3 more. 2, and 1. Excellent job. Now bringing yourself around. So you want your hands right underneath your shoulders. It's like a tricep push-up position, but that's not what we're going to do. Now coming down onto the elbows. Focusing first on the right glute. There's two choices here. You could lift, or you could think about contracting your glute, and that is what lifts your knee off the ground. This is your goal right here. So I want you to think, contract the glute, and in turn, the leg comes up. It's not a big lift, it's small. You're bracing your center, pulling your navel up towards your spine. You have 4 and 3. Now 2 and 1. Come center, readjust your posture, pull in from the center. The other leg, same thing. Remember, contract. Contract, keeping your spine at neutral. So you'll notice my glutes don't go up in the air, The only thing that happens is I'm squeezing and contracting the left glute, and that's what lifts the knee up off the ground. You have 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Separating your knees, coming back into child's pose. Guess what? We have those 2 exercises again. I know. It's good though. Nice shaping for the legs. Now sitting around. Okay, gotta get the sweat off the brow. That's all right. We're working hard. Now sitting up very tall. Remember this posture. Holding tight, pull the leg in and push. Remember, keeping neutral spine, bracing from the center, and then feeling your quad tighten. Contract, basically. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. The other side. Double check your posture, pull in from the center, and knee comes in and push. Feeling your quadricep contract when you extend the leg. Using your breathing. Three more. 2. One more time. Excellent. Flipping yourself over. Placing yourself in that tricep push-up position. Now backing up the knees so we have neutral spine and bracing from the center. Left leg contracting the glute. Actually, that's the right. There we go. Contract the glute. So there's a huge difference between just lifting aimlessly or actually contracting the muscle so that the leg moves. That's what I want you to do. It feels like you're minimizing your movement, but it's so much more powerful. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, pulling in from the center, the other leg, squeezing the glute. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. Separate your knees, stretch back. And bring yourself over to your side and rolling onto the back. Let's just start with the knees into the chest. And both feet to the floor. Hands behind the head for just a basic crunch. So you want to lift your head up just so you're hovering off the ground. Now take your attention to your rib cage and squeeze the ribs very tight and then allow them to open. And squeeze. That in turn is lifting your upper body off the ground. So it's not your arms, it's not your shoulders. It comes from the rib cage contracting the abdominals in. Use your breathing as you move. Inhaling one way, exhaling the other. Four and 3, keeping your focus right here. Squeeze. One more time. And come down. So, to work a little bit more on our glutes, hands are by your side, your feet are hip distance. And I want you to lift your hips all the way up into the air, all the way to the shoulders, so that you have your neutral spine and you have more or less of a straight line from the knee to the shoulders, holding yourself here. So focusing first on the right leg. Lift the knee and touch base. Now, the right leg is going up and down, but what's really working is this left hip because you do not want to let your hip fall. So you're trying very hard to keep the leg up. At the same time, the center is braced in and you're breathing. Inhale one way, exhale the other. 3 more. And 2. Now 1. Leg comes down. Was that hard? It was a little bit hard for me. Let's do the other side. Up and down. Abdominals are tight. Full inhale, full exhale. Now remember the right hip. You must keep the hip up, but breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down. Come down for a landing. Knees come into the chest. I think we worked it well. Are you ready for another set of crunches? Hands behind the head, hovering up off the ground. Now take your focus to the rib cage and squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. So I'm asking you to focus on your rib cage because most of the time, people will focus on their head, thinking that the higher they lift their head up off the ground, the better the crunch. I'm sorry to say it's not the case. I want you to squeeze from the center. Squeezing from the center is what should be lifting your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. And the height doesn't really matter. What matters is how much are you contracting the center. That's what counts. 4 more. 3 and 2. Now 1. Touching base. Okay, here we go. I can do this and so can you. Feet are hip distance apart, hands by your side, shoulders back, up in your bridge. Ready, right leg up and down. Keeping your center braced, making sure the left hip is holding you up. And you have 3 points on the floor right now, 2 shoulders and 1 foot. All 3 points have the same amount of weight. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Balance your weight. Other side. Using the breath. You have 5. Engage the right hip so it holds you up. If you feel your hips go down, I need you to pull them back up. 1 more. And come down. All the way down. Crossing 1 foot on the knee this time. Pull both legs in. And switching sides. And then come center. Turning all the way to the side. Now your knees are in about 90 degrees. Right here. Abdominals are in tight. You want to feel like your hips are stacked one on top of the other. Lifting this top leg and simply lower and lift. Lifting up to hip level and down. The goal is to keep the hips stacked. So what does that mean? If you had your hips against a wall, they would not lean back nor forward. They're just stacked one on top of the other. Use your breathing. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold the leg up, hover, and just the ankle. I want you to lower and lift. Lower and lift. So you're rotating from inside your hip joint. Don't worry, we're only doing 1 set here. Abdominals are in, so you're bracing your center. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. The other side. All the way down. Knees are in. We're stacking the hips. Come up and lower and lift just to hip level. Use your breathing as you move. We have 4, 3, 2, Hold here. Now the foot goes down and up. The knee stays in one spot, so you're rotating from your hip. Keeping the hips stacked. 5 more, using your breath. Inhale, exhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. So first things first, crossing one foot as if your shin is going to be more or less parallel to the edge of your mat. And I want the other leg on top. So a couple things could happen. Your knee could be way up here, or your knee might be down here. Either way, it's okay. What I want you to do though is shift your weight forward. Just shift, shift. Hinge ever so slightly so you still have neutral spine, but now you feel the stretch all the way in your hips. Inhale and exhale. Now same leg, knee over knee. Now same thing, knee could be up, knee could be down. Either way, shift into your hips on both sides and just shift forward, that's it. Hinging ever so slightly, keeping yourself in neutral. And release, same thing with the other side. So one leg goes down, the other leg on top. Deep breath and exhale, shift forward and then hinge ever so slightly and you will feel it. The stretch right in the hip. Deep breath, exhale. And come center, the leg goes around. Deep breath and exhale. Just shifting your weight. Your goal is that both hips are on the floor as you shift forward. Now come center, both legs come out. Hip distance, deep breath, and exhale and hinge and hold. Now, setting the right arm just lightly, no holding on, just setting your arm lightly and pulling your left arm back. And come center, the other side, setting your arm down lightly and pulling your other arm back. And come center, crossing one foot in a figure 4. Deep breath here and exhale, hinge forward. Knee comes up and turning to the back. So as you're here, I want you to take your left arm behind your head and pull your left elbow back even further. And release. Other side. Deep breath and exhale, hinge forward. Now knee comes in, turn, taking your right hand behind the head and pull your elbow back as far as you can. And come center, taking both feet in, a butterfly. Deep breath and exhale, hinge forward and hold. Allow your knees to come up, deep breath, and exhale, press them down and hinge forward. And so we can either leave our legs here in front of you, or you could cross them. Place your legs the way you feel comfortable with. And now bring yourself into a side stretch. So as my left arm goes up, my left hip goes down into the mat. Now same arm, reaching for the ear and bringing your other ear towards the shoulder as you push your right shoulder down. So you feel the stretch all the way in the side of your neck. And release, other side. Coming to the side, so pushing the right hip into the floor as the right arm goes up. And now take hold of your ear, ear to shoulder, left shoulder down. And center both hands behind the head, deep breath. Exhale, chin to chest. And inhale, exhale. come center, slowly just turn to the side. I want you to reach. We have a couple of options. You could just bend your knee. If you can grab onto your shoe or your ankle or your leggings, then pull your knee back, either way. And I want you to feel the front of your thigh. So you're pushing your hips forward as you're pulling your knee back. And you can do that holding onto your knee or not, just feeling the stretch in the quadricep. And release, other side. Leaning to the side. So again, either just bending the knee solo or reaching forward in one way or another. Knee goes back, hips go forward and hold. And release. Thank you so much for joining me in today's class. Go out there, make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day, moving your body like crazy, and enjoying yourself. Bye.